Did it not? It is. Okay, good morning. Happy Thursday. And we're going to continue, hopefully without any technical problems. Everyone can see my screen, I hope. Yes? Okay, fabulous. So let's talk about some really cool stats. Last year, as a brand, we did $1.43 billion. Guys, why is this important? Can I ask you that? Anybody? As we know, because nobody's answering and it's a little scary, we are headed into some bit of interesting times. I would say tough, Miss Maria. Let's call it challenging. Let's call it interesting.
Okay.
Let's call it confusing. Okay. And I have to say, what is the public hearing? Mixed messages. And what are they going to be looking for? The voice of reason. They're going to be looking for someone they can trust, a company, a brand. And if there's a company out there that's been around for a long time, I don't know, guys, what do you think? 1744, a couple of years, right? If you're talking about heritage, you're talking about tradition, you're talking about longevity. Do you think having been around since 1744 might assist with that? You think? Right? Maybe. And the fact that we did $143 billion in sales last year could maybe prove our point that we do a little business, right? Would you agree with that? Right? The fact that we have 115 offices is interesting, but we're in 84 different countries and territories. Now, guys, that's great, but I don't want you to just know that stat. I don't want you to regurgitate that stat. Okay, this is not about just throwing out, okay, we're global. We have a lot of global exposure. Who cares? What does that mean? There's other companies that are in other states and other countries, right? What does that mean? Global means that you're in another country and we can actually see if that country looks at our listings. We can contact that country and say, hey, I see you're looking at our listing. What can I give you? Let me give you some more information. Let's work together to help find the buyer. Let's collaborate. And guess what? They want to. How many other companies do that? That is what being global is about. It's not that you're in the country. It's not that you just have brick and mortar in the country. It's that you actually work with their people on the ground who know the customers, who know the culture, and who understand and want to help find the buyer too. We work together. It's like having another arm in that country, right? It's having your affiliates, your friends, your associates, they're in that country helping you. That's awesome. So that's a really important thing. So it's not just that we're in 84 different countries and territories. It's that we will not only show your property in 84 different countries and territories, that we actually will work with our affiliates in 84 different countries and territories. And if we see there's an interest for your property there, we actually can connect with them, give them more information and help try to find your buyer who may be living or spending time in that country and territory. That is special and unique. And I know there is no other brokerage that does that. Now, we only have 26,500 sales associates. We like to call ourselves global advisors, but we are the top global advisors, 43 of the top 250 in all of the United States. Guys, that's amazing. We are not only, we're never going to have the most, but we will always have the best advisors. That's the most important. And we will always have the advisors that want to work with you. I can't promise that everyone, you're going to have maybe a rotten apple in the grip, right? But in general, listen, you can reach out, to Nikki Fields. She'll talk to you. Nikki Fields, one of the top agents in New York City, right? She's amazing. You can reach out to all sorts of our agents and they would love to chat with you. That's the most amazing thing. And that is what our brand is about. So all of these are incredible. We have great web presence. We have great digital. These are amazing, great social media. But what matters is not only our exposure, it's our people. It's our heritage and our people. And in this time, that's what people want to know about. Who are we? Are we real? Are we authentic? And can you trust us? Right? Would you not say that it comes down to trust? Yeah. Right now, it is about being the visionary leaders. We have to be able to serve the people in a way that they can trust us. And I think that who's better to do that than us? And I have to say, this is a wonderful thing right here. Consumers look at luxury brands and see higher value. Would you guys agree with that? That's why Sotheby's International Realty is excited for these changes, because we know our value in the marketplace just went up and our advisors will command the highest commission. That's pretty good, right? So yes, we are on the precipice of something new. And yes, there's some things that are a little bit, okay, could be a little nervous, but it also can be exciting. We can embrace it as long as we understand what the people need. They need clarity, they need vision, and they need to be able to trust us. And our company certainly can help them do that, right? So now more than ever, it's a great time to talk about our global networking event that's happening September 8th through 10th. So if you have an opportunity, if you haven't registered yet, you may want to, because this is the time we definitely need to be working together, collaborating together. And remember, our Peaster Connect, I think there's another one coming up. I want to say the 23rd or the 24th. We have 3 more left. If you have not signed up, sign up for those. Those are our internal connecting events. This is your opportunity to get to know our agents before the global networking event. And hopefully you can go to the global networking event, but you definitely want to take advantage of every networking event you can, because again, that is one of the hugest advantages of our network. It's that not only that we have these global networking events and these local networking events and these, but it's that we want to connect. I mean, how many other brands truly want to connect, right? They may have these things that they can bring people together, but how many of the agents truly want to connect? How many times, I know, because I'm at the board, how many times you guys know I'm at the board and all these different boards?
I know.
I hear agents, especially top agents, say, I don't want to work with other agents. I don't even want to meet other agents. I want to just work with customers. Wrong mindset. We are the ninjas, right? We have the ninja mindset, the mindset of abundance. And abundance comes from working together, because we know we're stronger together, right? So that's what's exciting. So be proud, because I found out yesterday, company-wide, our new listings are up 15% year to date. That is exciting. We are now at 2,035 for the year. And our average sales price for the year is 1,105,355. That is our average sales price. So you guys, this is Premier Sotheby's as a company. Don't worry, I have Central Florida too. So this is exciting, hey guys, for you to know about. And so far, year to date, and I believe this is only through March, so this is probably first quarter. This does not include April. We have already closed 1.9 billion in sales already for the first quarter. So I think you can say we are doing pretty good. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Now, Central Florida, we are already up 1% year over year for the first quarter.
Fabulous.
I know. We have already closed in sales volume, almost $228,000 first quarter. We've already, our listings are up. They've already taken 293. We've already closed 287 transactions, and our average sales price is up. We are up to 794,346 here in Central Florida. Ooh, that's shocking. So that's not just Premier, that's us. That's exciting, right? So let's talk a little bit about some cool stuff within Social Bay. Has anybody seen these cool market update templates? Okay, today we need to keep information flowing that is small, digestible, but informative, because a lot of people are focused on negative. Would you guys agree with that? Because the media keeps shoving it down their throats. People are thinking real estate's falling apart. People keep thinking that prices are going to drop. People keep hearing all ridiculousness. So these little great digestible bite-sized market things would be a perfect time right now. So to give you an example, I put 2 together that are going to post for me today. I did one for Windermere, where I just put the average sales price. By the way, you'll see this. And I did one for Dr. Phillips. Don't those look nice? Mm-hmm. This is a great, now is this a solicitation, guys? No. It's not a solicitation. I have not asked for any business. Now, if I had a call to action on here, which I could put in my post, where I said, if you're wanting to me to do a great neighborhood report for you, click below or give me a call or DM me. Now I'm soliciting, right? But just this post alone is not a solicitation. However, if you're sharing it from Social Bay, it's only going to go to your business pages anyway, because you can't go direct to your personal page because it doesn't connect that way. So you'd still have to share from personal to your business page to your personal anyway, if you use Social Bay. And these all came from Social Bay, just so you're aware, okay? But these are great pieces. And if you haven't set up your Social Bay and you need help, see Claire, see me, happy to do it. But you can connect that to all sorts of things. Your Twitter is not called Twitter anymore. What the heck's it called? Your X or something crazy. You can send it, of course, to your all different Facebook, your groups, your all sorts of business pages. You can send it to your Instagram. You have, what else? Claire, what else am I missing? What else can you set it up to? There's a couple of things I haven't talked about. I don't remember. LinkedIn. And anything else? LinkedIn business also. LinkedIn personal, LinkedIn business. Which, by the way,
I don't know.
I
You
still
said
don't understand the
Facebook,
difference.
Instagram, LinkedIn, X. That's pretty much
What's
the
the
main
difference
ones.
between LinkedIn personal, LinkedIn business? Have you found a difference? Because I have not.
No, one is just, it's kind of the same as if your Instagram is personal or if your Instagram is
Yeah,
a
I've
business.
not found a difference either. Okay, but I thought I'd ask, just in case I missed something there. Thank you. Okay, so isn't that cool though? You guys like those? And these are just two. As you see, if I go back, they have tons of them, which we could go over. There's tons of different ones. You can put houses on there if you want. Now, let's talk a little bit about the instant value home value report. I'm bringing it up again for those of you who may have missed it. If I had created in the past your own home, how much is your home worth page? Stop using it, hide it. The link does not work anymore. Well, it does, it's worse. It goes to the company page. So you're giving your leads away. Worse, don't do it. You have to use this one that has been created for you by the company. And it has two really good places for them to get reports. The reports, all the leads go to you. I still think my page is prettier, whatever. But the point is, it doesn't matter. These are the pages that work and you have it, but you have to make sure you're showing it. So remember, when you're logged in, you have a little eye. If the eye has a line through it, that means it's unhidden. That's retarded, by the way. It should be just an open eye, yes, to be visible. I don't understand it. It's to me backwards. My brain does not comprehend it. Okay, Shane. I cannot change the entire world. Yes. Claire, do you want to talk anything about the Social Bay while we're on it?
About Social Bay or about the instant home value estimate?
No, Social Bay before I move on away from it, because I can let you share it. I'm going to hit stop share. I'm going to let you share your screen, because that way, let me give you the opportunity to share, because you had some awesome, go to the design center. Why don't you share a couple things since you're on the meeting?
You want me to go to Social Bay?
Yeah. Are you on? Do you have it open?
I didn't have it open before.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a couple minutes. You tell me when you're back there, so you can share a couple things. Why not? Since I got you, might as well. Come on, girl. Okay.
Yeah.
But in the interim, I'm going to keep going. So the home value estimate, guys, the other really cool thing that they have added that I want to make sure everyone's using is called the property exposure report. So someone has filled out on your home value, how much is my home worth? You want to contact them, but you don't know what to say necessarily, right? They have a new thing you can send them, and it is the property exposure report. It's great. So take a peek. This is the property exposure report, and you puts in and it tells them this is the listing exposure to a vast number of potential buyers in your either neighborhood or area. It tells them how many people have been looking, how many people have logged in, how many people have been searching. So they know the probability of you selling their home just from the people you already have in our database. right from this page.
Where did they get that? those
Because
figures?
you put the address in for their home. That matches through all the people who have searched for that neighborhood and that zip code based upon what they're showing you here. From all of our searches on our websites. So from your website and then from our websites. How great is that? And then
All
it
right,
goes
if you
in.
want, oh, sorry.
I'll finish this and then I'll go over to you. And then it goes into
Perfect.
kind of like the 60-day summary of sales, the average sales price, the recently sold, and then it kind of breaks it down into a little bit more of a quarterly report, if you will, because it tells you kind of like the sold listings versus the new listings and the average days on market. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a breakdown, more kind of different information than they would have gotten from that other report that they filled out when they wanted to know how much their home was worth. So this is a
Now,
little bit what you would
Do
get
you
from a
put in
quarterly
the
report.
parameters of how far around, or does?
No,
the
this
system
automatically
have
does it for you.
But do you know how far out it goes?
Yeah, I think it's like 180 days. Yeah. So, and then it gives you the final one, see the average list price sold in the month. It gives you like the chart for that. And this is where you find it. In your hub, you go to marketing and it's the first one, property exposure report. So when you open it, you just put the address of the property. So you know the address because you'll see under your, oh, and Claire, when we go into Social Bay, can you show them, or maybe also afterwards where they can see the leads of people who went to go find out how much their home was worth? Can you show them that after?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. We'll show you where you'll see the leads of where people wanted to see how much their home was worth. Then you go to the property exposure report, put that address in so you can create this report for them. Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm going to stop my share, Claire, and you do. Does someone have a question?
All right, so here we are on Social Bay on the design studio, which you'll see it says new. It's been out for a couple months now, but what they've added right here, you'll see the ready to share posts. These are everything made by Premiere that you can share. So it has the holidays, it will have the quarterly market report graphics, etc. You can scroll through there in your own accounts. And then this is kind of what Carrie was talking about, all the posts. It's very similar to Canva, where you can go in and drag and drop information, drag and drop photos, and change the text. And it has a bunch of different ones. And then Carrie specifically highlighted the market updates.
Yeah.
You can scroll through and see all the different templates. What's really nice is Social Bay has put this together to match our brand standards. So it's all our colors, it's with our logo. So it's like a Canvas simplified for real estate agents or global real estate advisors. And I don't know, Carrie, did you just want me to touch on Design Studio or do you want me to touch on other
No, keep
things with
going.
Social Bay?
You can hit a couple more
Okay.
things in Social Bay while you're there. Yeah.
Cool. So here's your content calendar. If you've selected to have things post automatically, I don't. But you'll go into your profile and you'll turn that on. But you can also use the content calendar to schedule other posts that you may have. Anything that you've created or photos that you want to share, all you'd have to go is create content and then schedule that out. So I really love this as a post planning tool. Here it'll have all the listings for the company or your own, which you can
Does
also
everybody have the
directly
company?
share.
Claire, everybody has the whole company? Or just us?
I believe that everyone has their own company because you can share other people's listings as long as you obviously give them credit. Since I'm not an advisor, I don't have an MLS, so I'm not connected to this.
You do?
And then here's some of the landing pages.
I love the landing pages.
Yep, you
Downloadable
can create
files, my
these
favorite.
booth. Yep, it creates URLs.
On our social media.
So
Mhm. As long as you get the
Sorry,
permission,
someone-
but it should say courtesy of.
Yeah.
yeah, you should 100% you should ask before you share other people's listings.
I mean,
And then
if
always
someone
give them
has it
credit.
listed, you could say amazing home in Windermere, but you cannot make it sound like it's your listing. If it's Shane's listing
Exactly.
in Lake Nona Golf and Country Club, Shane and Jeannie, you guys have a listing over there, right? You can't post it and say, check out my new listing, even though it'll say listing courtesy of and their names. It'll be deceptive practice, and that is a DBPR violation. Please don't do that because I'm not going to save you.
So Carrie,
What was that?
Carrie,
Yes.
this is Flavia. Carrie, just a quick question. So,
Sure.
if you're showcasing somebody else's listing, let's just say
Yes.
I like to showcase international listings, and I always put courtesy of the agent and the brokerage, like Italy, Sotheby's, whatever. So,
Yeah.
what else do we need to put in there?
No, so for example, if you're showcasing it from here, it's our listing, it will automatically say on there listing courtesy of. It will be automatically on there because that saves us by itself. But in the actual description or in your comment section, you cannot make it appear as if you are the listing agent when you're not, because that is a DBPR violation. It's called deceptive practice, which of course I'm sure you
Mhm.
understand clearly. But you certainly could say, check out our amazing new listing in Lake Nona Golf and Country Club. Happy to help you get any more information. I didn't make it sound like it was my listing, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to ask Shane, are you okay if I'm going to do that? Because I'm still promoting his listing. Now, if I'm just going to say, check out this amazing new listing in Lake Nona Golf and Country Club, that's okay, because now I'm just sharing our listing. But if I'm going to try to get leads from it, I'm going to ask Shane before I try to get leads, because that's the right thing to do. Okay, it's really not a violation because I'm not deceptively practicing and making it look like it's my listing. But if I'm going to try to get leads off of it, I'm going to ask Shane if it's okay before I do that. Shane, can I do that? Shane's okay with that.
Yeah, but my question is like, if I'm just
Most people are gonna be like, sell the dang thing, right? But I would still ask them. And you know, these are all within our brokerage. Now, if it's in Italy, Sotheby's, you're sharing that from our Sotheby's website. They're always gonna also have listing courtesy of Sotheby's Italy. It's gonna be on there, Flavia. It has to be. That's all part of the
I
website.
normally I can't do through the Sotheby's website. I have to do to Canva just because the photos don't go. But I
Ah.
always put courtesy of this agent and
Then you have, yeah,
Italy.
then
So
you'd have to do that. Yes. Correct. But if you
I
shared
always
it, you
put
should
that.
try to
So
do
if I
it through
put code-
Sotheby's app. So if you do through the Sotheby's app on your phone, you might have better luck sharing.
Okay, but as long as the courtesy of is there,
You're
it's
fine.
fine, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
thank
Listing
you.
courtesy of, you're fine. That is the
Okay.
requirement.
Or like we have, on our website, we can just share through the social media, the listings we have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But what we're talking about is like, these are all listings here for the whole company. What you say about the listing is what we're talking about, right? If I'm just saying, check out this amazing new listing in Lake Nona Golf and Country Club, no problem. If I'm saying, call me for a showing at this, I better have talked to Shane,
Right,
because now I'm crossing a line.
so we can show the listings we have. and
Yeah,
ask-
absolutely not a problem. It's always better though, if you're gonna try to solicit some type of customer, that you have talked to the listing agent. You have to get their permission. But if you're going to make it seem like you're the listing agent, you don't do that if you're under my agency, because I'm not going to protect you. You're violating DBPR. You're in trouble and you're on your own. Yeah. Now, if you go to downloadable guides, that's a great one too. I could have used Shane's listing and then say, and check out to see, do you rather do, to see how the public schools match up with the private schools, right? And then you could do the RPR school report as a downloadable guide that I might have used to showcase with his listing. So that might have been an add-on that I might have added to his listing. That would be a great way to go. Now I'm getting people clicking. I got them interested through his listings. You should do that, by the way. Just saying. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Claire.
No worries. When you're doing landing pages, I just want to differentiate this from the home value estimate on our website. This won't send them any information. This will just send you a message for you to reach out to them. They will not get anything. So that's where these leads would come. if you use these landing pages. So it would show up here. That's why I'm going to go back to what
Yeah,
Carrie was
the
talking
hub.
about, the home value estimate. Yeah. So if you do the home value estimate and someone fills it out, did you show them what
from
they
the
get?
website. No,
Did you show them? Okay.
no. There's
We're gonna use
Linda
Linda because I had her
O'Grady.
I had her up from the other day. So I'll go to the home value estimate page.
There's
Does someone
Linda's.
have a home on the market right now I can use?
Yeah, use Shane's. Shane, what's your listing?
9348. Thurlow, Thur. There you go.
All right. So when they're filling it out, they have to select the property that from the drop down.
Linda, don't go after this listing.
Yeah. Linda, you'll just get a message. I'll explain it through this process. So it's going to come up with the address and the information. It's going to come up with 3 different estimates from
And now we
these
see why
different
Linda would
sites.
go after it, right? Like,
And then there's an option to contact Linda,
now, hold on, go
but
back
then it
up a
also
second. We see how it says contact Linda O'Grady, guys? If you use my old page I created for you, it won't say that. It'll say one of our agents will contact you because it's gonna go to the main page, which is why you cannot use the old page. Sorry, go on.
so, and I'll explain more about this. This will have it send automatically to you, which you will still get a message when someone searches, but this is giving you like their exact information, first name, last name, email, phone that they've put in. But it also provides them some more history, similar properties. I find this a very valuable tool, and it's
Mhm.
interactive.
This is so
Wow.
nice. That's new. This is the change in the report, how you can change and see local inventory market data.
Exactly. So let's say someone didn't fill this out. You would still get a message. You'll get an email and a text that someone someone searched up this location, and it would syndicate this address, but also the owner of that address.
I wonder if
So
Linda's on-
Linda, you'll yeah, I
Linda,
don't
are
know
you
if she's
on here?
here.
I met her text her.
I can call her too.
Okay.
She'll, by the end of the day, she'll get an email and a text message saying, again, this address was searched on our home valuation page, and here's the information of the owner.
But you could.
So that
Yeah.
way, it's nice.
But you
Yeah.
can put in any address.
Yeah. We just put it in because
We-
we wanted to not be some random, yeah, exactly. Now
Uh,
you take
what-
this address, like if she got this and this is her lead, now she's like, oh, what do I say to them? Now she takes this address and she goes to marketing, property exposure report and puts that address in.
Mm.
So go ahead, put that address in the
what's-
property exposure report.
What's nice though about this is that people can get this without having to put any information except their address. So it doesn't feel like you're asking something of
Invasive.
them. Exactly. Or that you're gonna send
But
them
now we know everything because we are like the masters of all data. Yeah. They think we don't know anything, but we know it all. We can tell you how much you paid for your house, if you're in
Actually, I'll
foreclosure. Sorry, did you think you had privacy? No, none.
I'm signing in as Shane since I'm an admin, so I don't have
It's
that.
really quite scary, isn't it? So bad. Oh, now we're in a Shane? Shane, now
Yeah,
we're
I
in a
went under Shane because I'm gonna use this listing and it's his.
Okay.
Because on my personal page, I can't. I don't have this.
I'm gonna be Shane now. I love that. See, that's special. Now you'll have one in your report for that. That's great. Or not. I don't know what happened here. Okay, there we go. Okay.
I
And
guess I
let's
X'd
peek
out
at
it
it.
on accident.
Yeah, sometimes it's slow though, I have to say. Hope I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
it
be
well, it
slow
takes
today.
a little bit because it's pulling all the data.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what we got. What does it say? Go ahead. You have to read it, it's small.
You want me to read everything?
No, just say how many people are gonna buy it.
Just one.
We just wanna know, we just wanna know how many people, what's our
Let's
chances
see.
of selling this?
Listing exposure to a vast number of potential buyers. 5,425 total number of buyers signed up and looking for homes. That's on Premier.
Look at that. Look at that number of matches, searches in that area.
That's not what that says.
I can't read it, it's so tiny. That's why she had to read it. Could you read that? I can't read that. You have it in your thing, you can read what it actually says. It's too tiny.
Yeah, I can.
Look at this, the number of people receiving neighborhood reports, the total number of properties views across the web for Premier.
So that's not specific to the area, that's just total Premier Sotheby's.
I don't know, I can't, is that just to the
Yes,
Premier
this is-
Sotheby's website?
This is
Hmm.
yeah, that's Premier Sotheby's in general.
Okay,
So here's the summary of
so then that page would be
listings
the same no
sold.
matter what property.
Yeah,
That's kind of
Yeah.
a bummer. That was specific to the
Yeah, 'cause
property.
that looks like the same numbers as the one you pulled up.
That's a bummer. I kind of thought it was specific to the property.
On the tablet, you don't get all
Oh, you would, I guess, when you send it to them.
that.
But here's the monthly market overview of that zip code specifically.
zip code, okay.
But see, that's very different than the report that they saw when they want to know how much their home was worth. It's a different report,
Yeah,
which is
But-
good too.
the country club is very different from all 32827 as well.
It's 100% different. It's an animal of its
Mhm.
own. So you have to be
Mhm.
obviously specific.
I
when
w-
you use it.
I would
Yeah.
suggest doing a neighborhood trend report.
Yeah,
you
but
can
I'm just saying the
specify it
idea of this is fabulous.
This would work really well for like maybe some downtown zip codes,
It would work great if you're in Laureate Park. It would work great in Eagle Creek,
but those are,
normal communities. It's
Yeah.
not gonna work great in like Nona Golf and Country Club, because like Nona Golf and Country Club is a beast all of its
yeah,
own, right? Plus you can't even ever get real data in there anyway. But so it's gonna be really hyper specific local depending on where you are. It's gonna work good in Windermere, but probably maybe not in Isleworth, right? So
right.
it's, yeah.
It would work really well for Dr. Phillips. and,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So, well, that is awesome. Thank you so much, Claire. Anything else you want to share before I take it over? Oh, show where the leads are, please.
Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys, if someone fills out their information on that home value page, your leads will all come here.
Okay.
But you'll also receive
you
a
have
So you get
text
an email as well?
and
Yes,
an
you're gonna
email.
text and an
Yeah.
email.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
So you don't have to check this every 10 minutes of your day, you know. You'll
Yes.
get notified.
I get email, so then.
You'll get an email and a text.
Okay.
Yep, every day.
So I just.
If you had.
I
So
highly,
some-
highly
Delaney Park-
recommend.
yeah, if you want, put this, my Delaney Park listing that sold, instead of having a, like, listing, it's already sold, so it was like just sold, how many, we had multiple offers, then I put the QR code for the.
Yeah,
the
how much,
value to find
yeah,
out. Yeah,
how much the home was worth,
Yeah.
exactly. And just so you guys know, that QR code is so easy to do now in My Marketing Matters.
Right.
That is great. That
Yes.
was a new addition. I love that.
Yeah.
Now you don't
Yeah,
have to.
I'm really
learn
glad
how
that
to
you
do a
said that.
QR code. Yep,
Because what
I
I was
love
going to
that.
suggest is when you're making your marketing materials, specifically postcards that you're sending out to do farming,
Mhm.
copy and paste this URL and create
Yep.
a QR code, because it will capture the lead if someone searches their address.
Absolutely.
They don't have to give anything else.
Yes.
So this is a really valuable tool.
Thank you so much, Claire. I'm gonna, can you stop your share? Otherwise I'll steal it.
Yep, I will stop my share.
Thank you. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Yay. Okay, so we're gonna continue over here because now we're gonna move on into a couple thing here. So seller objections, let's just talk about this really quickly. One thing that we went over our seller objection handling on Monday, one really good one that we came up with is with the lawsuit, we don't have to pay our buyer's agent anymore, right? Like, we're still hearing that. I mean, I'm sure several of you may have heard that one. And I just wanted to share one of the objections that we had come up with that some people didn't think about, and I want to share it with you just in case you hadn't thought about it. So maybe you can be able to utilize it. So I'm going to share it with you and you take it and use it if you choose to. Miss Anna, thank you so much for bringing that up. Unfortunately, a lot of people have a lot of confusion over what this lawsuit means. And really, you know what the big change is? Beforehand, there was always the opportunity to negotiate. And you could have put $1 in for the co-broke, and now you could put 0. That's the big change. But the reality is what we find is people who work with us, they really want to sell their home. So they're really trying to get the best exposure. And that's the difference. But the bigger thing is, we know that in July, there will no longer be allowed the opportunity for the seller to put in how much they're willing to pay in the MLS for co-broke. So right now you can tell the buyer's agent, I only want to pay 3%. I only want to pay 2.5%. You get to set the terms right out loud in the MLS, how much you want to pay. Well, what's going to happen in July is they're still going to want to get paid, but now they're going to tell you how much they want to get paid. It's going to come in the offer. They're going to be offering it through the buyer with the offer of compensation included in their offer. So it's not that they're not going to want to get paid. It's just that now they're not being told by you how much you're willing to pay. And it's like in the commercial world, we've been doing this for years, but I tell you the difference in the commercial world is that we didn't get paid 2 and 3%. We got paid 4, 6, sometimes 10%. So we don't know how much they'll be asking for. They may not be asking for 2 and 3%. They may be asking for 4, 5, 6%. Who knows? So right now you have the opportunity to tell them how much you want to pay them. Do you want to wait until they tell you, or would you rather be in control now?
I'd rather be in control
That's a good choice.
now.
Let's go. I don't know if you guys have thought about that, but that's the reality. That's the truth. People are still gonna ask for commission. It's just now it's gonna come in the sense of the offer, right? That's the difference.
You just reject the offer.
Well, they can reject the offer. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
point is, then they're just gonna have to keep rejecting the offers,
Yeah.
right? Right now, they're in control.
So are we gonna change our normal, what we normally use now for putting an offer? Are they going to put a line item in, or are they just gonna add in the bottom?
All of those things are still unknown.
Okay.
We don't know yet. We're still waiting to see the forms and everything that Florida Realtors is coming up with. You know, will it be done through buyer compensation offer so that they're offering compensation to buyers? And then we don't know. So these things are still, you know, we in our leadership meeting are discussing potential possibility, but we can't make decisions. We can't set standards until we know what they're doing, right? So nobody at this moment in time really knows exactly what's going to happen. We guarantee we will definitely, we already know because we are ahead of the game. Whatever the case is, we're going to make sure we're putting you guys in the best opportunity. But until we know what the industry is doing, nobody can make a decision, right? It's like what buyer broker agreement we're going to go with. Who knows? Are we going to have to use Frex? Are we going to have to use Florida Realtors? We don't know yet. So they said by May, they'll have all the documents out. So you know me, I'm on top of that. I'm watching all of those. So I'll be on top of all contracts and all things. So once we get a better indication of what that will look like, we'll definitely be coming and being ahead of the game for
I do
sure.
have a good piece of news.
Yes.
Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac came out this week. And you know how if you're gonna ask your seller to pay 3% toward buyer's closing costs. Originally, we were thinking, okay, 3%, that would be the total.
Mhm.
And then if you wanted your 3% as a buyer, that would be maxed out. But now Fannie and Freddie is saying your seller can still pay 3% toward buyer's closing costs plus buyer's commission. And it doesn't count toward the 3%.
So they're going to count it as a different line
It's-
item.
It's not, yeah. it's separate
Nice.
item.
Yeah, I saw that and
Yeah,
that
so
was
that's
great.
Good news.
That is
because
good
we
news.
weren't sure. That could really hurt some people if it, you know, you're still
Yeah,
trying to
well,
get your 3%.
especially-
It's maxed out at 3%.
Especially
So now-
for an FHA buyer, imagine.
Well, this is Fannie and Freddie.
Oh, so no, we don't know about
Fannie and
FHA.
Freddie
Okay.
right now, But the good
That's-
news is
but-
they usually start to follow suit.
Exactly. So if they're going that way, we can only hope. Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, that's good, but that's excellent.
Knowing also like how much is actually going to the buyer and how much is going to the agent. Like,
Well, it's written in the contract
Yeah.
if the seller is gonna be paying buyer's closing
Mhm.
costs. So, but the buyer's commission does not count toward buyer's closing costs. It's
Right.
a separate line.
Right,
item.
right,
So that's helpful
Yeah.
for the buyer.
That's
So
excellent.
That's good.
Did someone have a question? Okay, one other thing I want to bring up, guys. I want to talk about the difference between 2 and 2.25. We've had some stickler sellers who are like, I want to offer the 2. And I always say to you, listen, we've always had standards. We don't go below 2.5, right? And it's still business as usual. But, we've always said, listen, let's look at what the other co-brokes are. And we're still doing this today. And if you see in the community, 2, 2.5, 3, what is being offered? If they're really all 2.5 and 3, why would you come in at 2? What are you doing to your seller? You're putting them at a disadvantage. If they're all at, 2.5 and you're going to come in at 2. So you have to understand there's a huge mental difference between 2 and 2.25. If you're an agent, think of it your own way, and you see a listing at 2.5, you see a listing at 2.25, and you see a listing at 2. 2.5, you're like, whatever. 2.5, 2.25, you're like, oh. 2, you're like, are you kidding me? Am I right? Oh, I'm sure you have. But my point is, before you put your seller in a position that's at a disadvantage, think about what is a 0.25% worth. Sometimes it's not even $2,000. That's nothing. But what it is for the mindset of the agent bringing the buyer, it could be everything. So you'd be better off raising the price of the home $2,000, which is nothing to the buyer in the grand scheme of the price of the home. Let's say the home is $500,000. What's the difference between 500 and 502? Nothing. But the difference between offering 2 and 2.25 is a lot, isn't it? Right? That's what I'm saying. Because why should you be at the lowest commission? You are going to be putting them at the lowest opportunity. That's going to be the last home that people are going to want to show. You and I both know it. We have to be very careful how we talk about it, but that's the truth. We all know it. So I'm just saying the best thing for you to do is to explain to your seller, listen, we can still net you the same, but let's bring up the sales price. $2,000, $3,000. What if you go up $5,000? I don't have to go up the half a percentage. I mean, half the time it doesn't even make sense. If you're under 500,000, heck, sometimes even 7, to even talk about a bonus, there wouldn't be enough money in the bonus to offset the difference in the percentage. You know what I mean? To say, okay, we're going to be at 2%, but I'll give you a bonus. How much is the bonus going to be? It's going to be more than the percentage difference. It wouldn't make sense. What are you going to offer, a $1,200 bonus? I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Nobody's going to care. So my point is, when you're having that conversation with that seller, especially the sellers are like, well, I know about the lawsuit, and that's terrific, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. You're trying to sell your home today. Things have not changed. We're still offering compensation in the MLS. And unfortunately for you, that means everybody sees what everybody else is offering. Maybe when nobody sees what anybody else is offering, maybe you think that's going to be different for you. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, everybody sees everything. And we all know, I don't care what you say. Do you think it's going to be the first home they bring them to or the last? I mean, let's be honest. Do you think Shane is the first or the last? We know the truth. We don't want to say it. We all know the truth. We wish it were different, guys, but it's the reality. So we say, instead of saying, listen, we want to give you the best exposure. And to do the best, we can't give you the least. If you're the lowest, that's obviously going to hurt your exposure. So we can offset that with a very small differential in your purchase price, which is nothing. It's not going to change your buyer profile at all. The difference between 500 and 502 does not change your buyer. Does it? Heck, we could go to 505. Still not changing your buyer, is it? No.
So when you guys are taking a listing today
Mm-hmm.
and they agree to 2.5%,
Mm-hmm.
it can still be in the MLS.
Yes,
today.
everything is still business as
So
usual.
what happens on a listing that's already, like now, let's say it doesn't sell till after July,
Mm-hmm.
you have to take it out?
It gets pulled out by MLS. They're gonna disable. it.
Well, we still don't actually know that because nothing's been actually approved.
Oh,
Again, we're assuming that,
yeah.
right? Even MLS hasn't stated that, and I'm on the Broker Advisory Council. We're all making some grand sweeping assumptions at present. But I'm going to tell you, there's conflict between MLS, there's conflict between Florida Realtors and MLS, there's conflict between NAR, and nobody truly knows because we're in unknown territory right now. They're saying that the actual approval of this lawsuit won't really be till December. But they're saying that NAR is going to be wanting to start it early to get everybody used to it. That's a pretty stupid idea, but whatever. In July. Let's just do it early. Sure. So, but just like they did with 264, we don't have an affidavit. Let's just start this thing now, right? That's a good idea. Yeah, great
What's the
idea.
charge of approving it?
No idea.
Great question.
And I'm like, and if it doesn't, like, can it not get approved and
Are
just
there-
continue as? what it's been doing?
Because there's two different kind of groups, right? Because you have the lawyers, the
Yeah.
antitrust lawyers who they're fighting, right? They're one group.
Right,
But then you also have the Department of Justice, because the DOJ was also suing them. So you've really got two different groups that have to approve.
Mhm.
So could one group approve and not the other one? I mean, like, how does that all work? I know. So there's a lot of things here that are still going. This could go one way, it could go another way. But does it matter for us? Guys, no. We are in the best position out there, for sure. We have the brand, we have the history, and we have the reputation. Great. We have the best agents, and we have a plan. Terrific. We know how to negotiate, we know how to do paperwork, and we have loyal customers. Fabulous. And the best part about this is we're in the luxury space. Now, we take everything, but the people in the luxury space are the ones who tend to understand. We had a letter yesterday that we're going to probably publish in our marketing, right, Claire? That one from the attorney from Linda Bradway's office. They spent almost 800,000 through their lifetime in commissions, and they said it was worth every penny. This is an attorney. He said, I feel sorry that these poor consumers are being misled by the media to think that they can go through these transactions by themselves. And one of the largest investments that they're going to make. My, whatever, 800,000, whatever he spent over the years, has been the best spent money I've ever spent. I mean, it was like an amazing letter. And it was so great. And he's an attorney. So, I mean, people who are, educated, they understand that we provide a service that they want and they need. So that's a great thing, but listen, there are always the people out there, guys, that are not our customers, and they're going to remain out there. And are we okay with that? Yeah, we didn't want to work with them now, and we don't want to work with them then. When you're a listing agent and someone says, I want you to represent me for free, what is your answer? No, thank you. Have a great day. Why would we work for free? No. Yeah,
What the seller's objection is, I don't wanna give the buyer's agent commission.
correct. So you say, well, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I would love to represent you. I charge 3% for my service. And they say, well, I don't want to pay you. And they say, well, terrific, go find somebody who will.
Mhm.
You don't show the home.
No,
You
but
have no fiduciary
It's about the
relationship.
selling.
You're the selling agent.
take a listing.
Yeah.
And the seller says, I don't wanna pay the
Buyer's agent.
agent's commission.
Well-
You will fight that.
We're not there yet because we're not in July, right? So right now it's, business as usual. We can't discuss that until we know what's really happening. Have they approved it? Right? It hasn't happened yet.
Now,
We're all
so
trying to
that's-
prepare for the what if, right? Which we think is pretty inevitable. But it's really hard because we're not there yet. So we have some plans, we have some thoughts, we have some things in action. But again, until we truly know, we're not going to say one way or another what's going to happen because nobody knows, right? So we're planning and we'll let you guys all know too, once we all know exactly what's going to be the effective thing. Okay. But I did want to cover this because this is something I know a lot of you guys are getting hit with, this 2% ridiculousness. Guys, don't let yourselves, or 2 or 2.5 or whatever it is, don't let yourselves get put in a position where you're backed against the wall and now you're going to have trouble selling something. Let's be real. Because who's the one who's going to be stuck now answering to a seller when you're not getting showings? That's what's going to happen, right? You're the one who's going to get stuck answering to the seller when you don't have the showings, right? So Be very honest and very upfront. Explain that it's all about exposure. That is your job. And explain the difference in mindset that you're trying to help them and the difference where you can just add a little bit to the price. Yes.
But what if the seller says, well, there's not money, it's $1 million home, I think you should be, happy with that 2% you're getting.
I'm not getting it. It's for the buy side.
Well, it will be half and half, right? It will be-
No, and I wouldn't work for 2%. I'm sorry. You want it? I'm not a discount broker. I think you've called the wrong person. Remember I said there's one of three things that are going to happen here today? Clearly it's the third. Thank you for having me. I would walk away. I'm not going to work super hard and not make any money. And I'm not going to take a listing that I'm not going to sell. Because if it's $1 million home and you're putting tons of money in marketing, you just spent a lot of money when that thing expired. How many of you have taken a listing that was overpriced, that you spent a lot of money for, and you never sold it? Shane, how'd that go? Yeah, how'd that go, Shane? How much money you waste, right? Is that like salt in the wounds, right? Yeah, you can't take an overpriced
Yeah.
listing because all you do is spend money and you don't recoup it, guys. Don't recoup it. This is a business decision, just as much as it is for them, it is for you. Last time I checked, none of us do this for fun. I think this is our profession, right? So yeah, you don't want to lose a listing, but that's not true. You don't want to lose a saleable listing,
Correct.
but you do want to lose a listing that's just going to suck you dry,
Yeah.
right? Maria de Gallego, you have your hand up?
Yes, it's actually related to what you're talking about. I just wanted to know if you have some created comebacks for a seller that might tell you, well, I'm giving you 3%. If that buyer comes, you should, you can do the transaction yourself, and you can, and for the 3%. And I know we can say no, thank you, but is there any other ideas that we can? How
So
can we
this-
explain that doesn't make sense?
So you're the seller. So
we're
I'm sorry, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller. So I'm confused. You're asking me to do an entirely different job for free.
Yes, that's what they might say. Mhm.
No, you're the seller. We're role playing.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not for free. It's 3%. That's a lot of money.
No, the 3%, if you remember, is for me to market your home, to spend a lot of money getting it in front of all the right buyers, to find the buyers. But what the buyer's agent needs to do is they have to do all of the contracts. They have to do all of the inspections. They have to do all of the walkthroughs. They have to do all of the liability for that buyer. That is something that's why they're paying their agent. So that's a liability. And by the way, if I'm working for free, my errors and omissions won't even cover me. So my broker would never even let me do that. Never mind the idea of doing a pro bono thing.
I see, but with $20,000 that you're making on this sale, you should be able to, to do the
Yeah, no,
inspections and
that's
to-
not going to work for me. I'm sorry. If that's what you're looking for in a realtor, perhaps I'm just not the right realtor for you.
Okay. Yeah, and this is my part. I always, and as you know, have an issue representing both sides because I think it's very dangerous, and that's an issue.
Listen,
that
just
imagine
blame
if
it
you
on
have
your
to take-
broker. I would be happy to
Yeah.
take that call. Your errors and
Yeah.
omissions won't cover you, Maria, if you work for free. You understand that, right? If you represent someone for free and they sue you, you don't get covered. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but do you think it will be something that we can mention to them, that
Yes.
the liability?
Yes,
Because sometimes I think it's a
absolutely.
double sword.
No,
Yeah,
that's
because it is a
absolutely
lot
true.
of liability for us just to take two different families and be in the middle and being at
No,
risk
just
of getting
don't make, you
sued for
can't put
nothing.
it on you, Maria, because as soon as you make it about you, you've lost that. You can't make it about you. Just blame your broker. I wish I could.
Mhm.
My broker would never let me do that. Sorry. Just blame your
What is that
broker.
regulation? Is that-
Yeah, just blame your broker. Okay. I'm sorry,
Okay,
we're over time, but let me just go over a couple things in sales, guys, but thank you, Maria. So Dr. Phillips in March is up 34%, guys. So people who said the prices are dropping, Clearly, they're not looking at the numbers. Total sold were 84, new listings 68. So they're selling faster than they're listing. There's 45 days on market. The average sales price closed, these are the two zip codes combined, were 822,803, and compared to last year, 704. Lake Nona is down 3%. But that's only 3%. They are selling 111 and they had 98 new listings. 47 days on market, but look, it's a minimal difference. 647 in March was the average sales price versus 668. Windermere's up 27% in March. They sold 47 and they had 64 new listings, 46 days on market. Their average sales price is over 1.7 million compared to 1.3 last year. Winter Garden is down 8%. That's the largest area that's down. The total sales were 149, but new listings were 164. That's probably the area with the most inventory. And I would say probably because the most new builds were out there. That's my guess. Days on market were 59. They were at 668, 705, but last year 726. But again, this is month of March. These things change month over month. Claremont's up 8%. They sold 82 homes. These are all single families, by the way. New listings are 118, 79 days on market. Their average sales price is $500,000 for Claremont. Look at that, compared to 463 the year before, the year before. Ocala is up 4%. They sold, this is all of Ocala, 552 single families, and they brought on 740 new listings. So see what happens in April. 68 days on market. Their average sales price is $332. So you see that all of you are like, oh, I got to go to Ocala. Do you? So, Laura. So I want to congratulate all our new ninjas and new again. So Carol Medeiros, Linda O'Grady, Lisa Rukowski, Casey Border, Shandy Ortiz again, Laura Farr again, and Anna Austin Gibbs. So woo! Love it. And our birthdays for April, we have Miss Bobby Weldon, Elsie Benitez, Janet Allen, Kellyanne Whitaker, Rosanna Parra, April Winters, Becky Bernardin, Chad Going, Carol Medeiros, and Elizabeth Chichi Portiche. Happy birthday, guys. It's our April birthdays. So I want to say thank you all. I know this time can be, and I didn't have our numbers because I forgot to get them because I thought the sales meeting was next week. I got confused with Sarasota, but we'll have our sales meeting, you see, coming up in 2 more weeks and I'll do all our numbers then. But we have, by the way, I can tell you, we have 94 listings, and of our 94 listings, 22 are above $1 million. So that is exciting. And we have one at 12.9, one at 8.4. We have like 5 at 3 million. We have a lot of really high listings. So you guys are killing it. So really nice. Our average sales price in Central Florida is a lot because of you. I looked at Winter Park. Their listings are only $654, and we have higher listings than they do. They only have 1 in the 5 million. I think 2 and 3 million, and everything else was in the 1 million. So it's our listings that are keeping it high. And Lake Mary only had 1 3 million, 2 2 millions, and like 2 1 millions. So we really, in Central Florida, you guys are doing great. Woo! Keeping the listings going. Let's keep them going. But I just want to say thank you all. You are truly premier. I know at this time there is some confusion out there. We have to be the voice of reason. We have to stay calm in the storm because nobody knows what's going on. So if you can't laugh, right? Like it is what it is. Just know that there is a plan. We are all here together. You have amazing leadership in this company. Budge is incredible. We're all here for you. And more importantly, we're all a team, right? And no matter what happens, I know we will definitely come out on top. So have a wonderful day. And for those of you who will be in Mulberry, where's that? I know, down by Lakeland. Later today, I'll see you. And if not, I will see you on Monday for our training. What am I training on Monday? Anybody know? I am training on something good. I don't remember. Stop share. Let's take a peek. I am training on... Oh yeah, working with condos. Guys, Can we talk about that real quick? We're getting some really special things happening with condos. Milestone reports, integrity reserve studies. There's a lot of things that you guys are like, oh, condominium riders, the actual documents, all that must be given right away. It opens up a 3-day right of rescission. There is a condo seller's disclosure, not a homeowner seller's disclosure. There, unless you're in Baldwin Park where you have a condo association and a homeowners association, usually you don't have a homeowners association. Usually it's just a condo association. There's a lot of differences when dealing with condos. Condos are great. Condo towns are a whole different ballgame. You gotta know what you're dealing with. You cannot play in that space because contracts, well, you can have a lot of problems. So trust me, I know, because we're coming up with some interesting ones. So we're gonna do a working with condos on Monday. So please be there or be on Zoom, but I hope to see y'all. Okay, have a great rest of your week and see you soon. Bye.